Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, as 2015 comes to an end and we welcome in the new year, we'll take a look back at the city's highlights.
From the city of Torrance winning a national competition for being water-wise,
to the long-awaited flagship Nordstrom store at the Del Amo Fashion Center as it welcomed thousands to its grand opening.
And we remember the life of a city legend. These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chin.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us on a holiday edition of This Week in Torrance. Here are the stories that made 2015 an unforgettable year. Well, it's been 75 years since the Torrance Transit hit the road. It all began on January 28, 1940, when the Transit only had 3 buses that made up the local metro fleet. Today, there are 63 buses on 11 routes driving more than 4 million passengers each year. It not only serves the South Bay community, but also people throughout LA County. This year, the city celebrated its anniversary by passing out commemorative tap cards. Each card could be used for a free ride and can be reloaded with fares for use on all Torrance Transit buses. Also, city employees spent time decorating one of the transit buses for the holidays, but they added another perk. The holiday bus ran on the weekdays, surprising riders with a free ride throughout the transit system.
And the city takes the top spot for the National Wyland Water Challenge.
And I'm glad to say today we are #1.
The 30-day Mayor's Challenge for Water Conservation encourages cities to take steps to be water conscious by taking a pledge online. Each competing city was placed into categories based on their population. The competition began in April, and Torrance residents promised to be mindful about how they use water.
Make sure everybody does what they said they were going to do. That way we can save the water, we can save our planet, we can save our city.
The mayor added that it's an educational opportunity, and with California in its 4th year of drought, the community needs to work together.
And speaking of community, a family-owned bakery known for its sweet treats celebrates 30 years in business. From twists, danishes, to cakes, the Torrance Bakery has had its doors open since 1984. Located in the heart of Old Town Torrance on El Prado Avenue, the Torrance Bakery has become a staple in the community. The bakery began with only 1,200 square feet of space and 7 dedicated employees. The Rosberg family set out on its mission to bake the freshest products in the community. And today, the bakery serves the South Bay from 2 locations with 78 employees. But this year, the community also remembers the life of Dick Rosberg, who not only opened a local business like the Torrance Bakery, but was also vital to the city's government. Here is a closer look at some of his accomplishments.
He was a good guy. He had so much integrity. He was honest. He was funny as heck.
As Kirk Rosberg shares memories about his father, Dick Rosberg, there are some that he will never forget.
When no girls showed up to watch us play football on Thanksgiving, they selected my dad as the turkey bowl queen.
Not only was he there for his family, but always there for the city of Torrance. Rosberg says his father turned down a job opportunity in the Midwest just so he could stay in Torrance.
Started a whole brand new career with 4 children, not knowing what type of money that would come in.
Not only did he start his own brokerage firm, Dick Rosberg served on the Torrance City Council from 1976 to 1984. And also at one time was the president of the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce.
There were many nights that I know he didn't even sleep because he would be spending time doing things for the community, and then he still had to work.
Rosberg was committed to serving the community and made helping the youth a priority. He created a program where high school students could learn about career choices.
And he would take high school kids and introduce them to like the fire department and the police department and the behind the scenes of the city council.
Leaving an undeniable print on the city, Dick Rosberg's heart was always in Old Torrance. He was instrumental in making Old Torrance what it is today and ensuring businesses like the Torrance Bakery would stay for years to come.
My dad actually got a loan, and he actually owns this building. He bought this building and actually took out a mortgage on his house to be able to pay for that, just to kind of help me keep the bakery here, because there was a lot of talk about them moving the bakery.
And even after he served on the council, colleagues say it was like Rosberg never left.
We knew that there was something going on in the city, and we wanted somebody else's advice that was unbiased in any way. We can call Mr. Rosberg up.
Former Mayor Frank Scotto says his connection with Dick Rosberg is special, as it was his encouragement that led him to get more involved in city leadership.
He sat me down and told me the ins and outs. And actually, for our first discussion, he wanted me to really think about it, because he wanted me to realize what my commitment was to the city.
A leader who lived a wonderful life, serving the community he held so close to his heart.
Very honored to be a friend of him, and I'm truly going to miss him.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Hiba Samad.
Thanks, Hiba. Rosberg passed away in his Hollywood Riviera home in June. He was 87 years old.
Well, still ahead, we take a look at a burn victim's journey to recovery that began right here in Torrance.
And how the city stepped up to cut back on water. But first, here's a look at your 5-day forecast.
Green here, host of Curiosity Quest Goes Green. And did you know that many light bulbs are considered household hazardous waste, meaning they should be disposed of in a safe manner? Did you know why? Many types of light bulbs contain metals such as mercury. If bulbs are broken, burned, or buried, metals and other toxic chemicals can be released into the environment. To find out where you should be taking your light bulbs, make sure you check in with your city.
It's a special story that captured the hearts of many here in the South Bay as a 16-year-old teen received special burn treatment. Jespa Amwomwa took a long journey from Cameroon, Africa to receive the best treatment at Torrance Memorial's Burn Center. Amwomwa was severely burned when he was 10 months old, and here is a look at Amwomwa when he first met with doctors at Torrance Memorial Medical Center.
We're going to be able to really open this up, and actually most of the bones in your elbow are pretty good.
It's the beginning of a long-awaited journey for 16-year-old Jespa Amwomwa, who received life-changing news.
Home being. Home.
I'm very happy because they'll fix my eye and my hand.
Jespa will receive reconstructive surgical treatment at Torrance Memorial's Burn Center, giving him the chance to use his right arm and close his left eye for the first time.
Everybody's excited. Everybody's waiting to see how he's going to come back and look like.
At 10 months old, he was severely burned when he fell into a fire inside his family's home in Cameroon, Africa.
They will always look at him like an outcast.
But just 3 years ago, Jespa's contagious smile captured Hermosa Beach resident Rochelle Mirnes's attention while on a mission trip, leading her to make this video.
Whenever that it hurts, sometimes it hurts.
It's really heartwarming to think that we're changing the life of an individual and then also everyone that he's going to touch.
The video soon caught attention from Torrance Memorial staff who teamed up with the Children's Burn Foundation to bring Jespa to America for treatment.
There was no way the Children's Burn Foundation could say no to Jespa. He has a smile that lights up the world, and this is what we do.
Dr. Matthew Rice and his team plan to perform half a dozen surgeries on the teen.
Our biggest goal at the end of the year was that instead of shaking his left hand, I could shake his right before he went home.
Despite his shyness, Jespa says he is forever grateful.
And the doctor that will be working on me, I want to thank them.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Hiba Samad.
Thanks, Hiba. Doctors plan to perform half a dozen surgeries on Amwomwa. He will stay in Torrance for 1 year. All costs are being covered by the Children's Burn Foundation.
A 44-unit apartment complex is the biggest one to open in the city of Torrance in almost 20 years. The Cabrillo family apartments are affordable housing in Old Torrance, offering low-income rent to people who may not otherwise be able to live in Torrance. Here's more on the story.
The official ribbon-cutting ceremony was held for the 44-unit Cabrillo Apartments, a complex dedicated to low-income tenants. The project wouldn't have been possible without a public and private partnership between the City of Torrance and Meta Housing Corporation. The 37,000-square-foot property includes 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments, which city leaders and the business community got to see firsthand. The 3-story complex was built by developers known for building apartment communities for seniors and families. Mayor Fury says it's great news for people with housing needs, but more needs to be done.
We understand that having a safe and affordable place to call home is important to everyone in our city.
The mayor also recognized the Cabrillo apartment team for their hard work and hopes this project shows the great outcome of what a redevelopment agency can do. This is the first apartment complex of its kind in years. The city's contribution for the project is the lease of the land. Formerly, the property housed a car dealership, then a termite extermination business. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Lisa Lee.
The project cost nearly $18 million. There were no vacancies when they opened. Well, still ahead, Del Amo Fashion Center grand opening you won't want to miss.
And a science teacher takes his skills out into space.
Most party fouls, not a big deal. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul.
Welcome back. The City of Torrance has been on top of water conservation throughout the year. The City Council unanimously passed a Level 2 water requirement, asking the community to reduce water use by up to 30%. The requirements minimize watering lawns throughout the day until 6 p.m. and certain restrictions, like watering one area 10 minutes at a time. Torrance CitiCABLE reporter Hiba Salman went out into the community to get their reactions.
Now, something like this in the ground, you'd have to water.
Dennis O'Keefe has been counting on Mother Nature to keep his garden growing.
I was catching the water coming out of the drain pipe and putting it in buckets and running out in the rain and doing it. And I thought, there's got to be a less wet way to do this.
That's when O'Keefe turned to the city to find out there was a rebate program for water barrels. He now has installed 3 barrels throughout his backyard. Each barrel connects to a drain pipe and can catch up to 50 gallons.
I was watering it 2 or 3 times a week before, and now I'm down to maybe once every 10 days.
But O'Keefe isn't alone on his mission. Other community members have been turning to grass-free landscapes made from mulch.
I just water just a tiny bit, and I water like each little plant and just see how it's blooming.
For Heather, her western-looking front yard is filled with unique flowers and cactuses that has taken 1 year to make.
That's what's fun to me, is to come out and water it and look at all these things.
For some residents who have already taken steps to install water-friendly landscapes, they say they still have some questions about the Level 2 requirements.
I've already been conserving for a year, so if I'm going to get cut back even more, and here I've been the person that was proactive.
Mayor Fury announced that the city as a whole would have to cut back by 24%, not on an individual basis.
I think we got the best resolution possible. As we mentioned at the end of the meeting, we gave accolades to the city attorney staff because we got under it early. We knew it was coming.
Fury says it's a complex situation. Some residents, though, hope there can be other ways to resolve this problem.
I don't live here to have my behavior controlled on such things as not having a front lawn. And I would ask you as my city council to push back.
But it seems like the money that we're spending in many other areas could be well spent to take the water that we have right in our backyard at the ocean and desalinate that that water and use that.
Chuck Scheich, the city's water advisor, says he hopes more people will follow in the footsteps of citizens like Heather Elder to keep our environment bright.
We're going to be asking everybody to do what they can do. We do recognize that some of our community have cut back to the bare bones.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Hiba Samad.
Thanks, Hiba. Since then, the city has also hosted California-friendly water landscape classes and another successful rain barrel event.
And the city of Torrance has a lot of accomplishments to be proud of. At the city's annual State of the City luncheon, Mayor Patrick Fury revealed what's in store for the city of Torrance.
There's a number of folks I have to thank, but first, what I'd like to do is, how about we get the selfie, huh?
Starting on a light note, Mayor Fury was quick to get the packed room even more excited as he announced one of the main highlights of the State of the City speech, the city's flourishing economy.
I'm here today to set the record straight that business is booming in the city of Torrance, truly.
In the last year, the city has issued over 2,000 business licenses and has even earned a new name.
In the last year, we've been also correctly referred to as an economic powerhouse.
An economic powerhouse that many longtime business owners like Michael Schaefer has seen grow.
When I first opened 24 years ago, downtown Torrance was a ghost town. And through the redevelopment agency and through businesses coming in, we have cleaned it up. We have made it a beautiful place.
With the business boom, there is one type of business Mayor Fury says is making its mark.
We'll have a total of 9 breweries in our city. Now, beer isn't the only thing these breweries are creating. Jobs, commercial activity, and tax revenue all bubble up from this industry.
I feel like that it adds to it and it gives us Torrance to be a destination for folks to come to try different kinds of beers. I was like, it doesn't have to be one beer for, one person. There's a lot of different things for everybody to try.
As the owner of Red Car Brewery, one of the first breweries in Torrance, Lori Latham Brandt hopes more entrepreneurs will open shop in Torrance.
I think everyone's gotten together and we really tried to put Torrance on the map.
I used to have to say, oh, Torrance is a city, we're located near LA. I don't have to say that anymore.
Athena Prokis' business recently opened, and she says her business has skyrocketed.
Our business has quadrupled in size since we moved to Torrance, which was only about 1.5 years ago. So we've been powerfully successful here.
With the business boom, Fury also discussed other major accomplishments like water conservation, high graduation rates, and of course the Del Amo Fashion Center renovation, which many people were excited to hear about.
That's huge for us as a business owner. It's going to increase traffic for us.
We have to hear the good things. We have to know there's megaphones on the table. And that's because we want people to shout out what we're doing, understand what we're doing.
And good things are coming to Torrance. The mayor announced a new transit initiative, a larger Costco, and a July 4th celebration residents won't forget.
Soon I will be bringing information to council that will allow a fireworks show to return to Torrance next July 4th.
New changes as Torrance paves the way for an exciting year ahead. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Hiba Samad.
The mayor also discussed safety as a top priority at the city's top-ranked healthcare facilities. There were over 300 guests and 35 businesses in attendance.
Well, we've brought you coverage since the Del Amo Fashion Center broke ground on its new development in 2013. And finally, the Fashion Wing, along with its flagship Nordstrom store, attracted thousands on its opening day. The new shopping destination brought in 100 new retail stores and was a vision brought to life by Simon. We were live at the grand opening, and here is the excitement from that day.
Within minutes of opening, the anticipation was over as thousands of excited customers rushed to fill this new shiny flagship Nordstrom store, prepared to shop till they drop.
I'm so glad that I'm here. It's a really, really great atmosphere. I'm so glad that Nordstrom is actually opening in Del Amo, finally.
Ashley Brennan and her mom came from Palos Verdes to not only shop but take part in Nordstrom's Beauty Bash that got customers ready for the big opening.
We're so thrilled that we're here, and the Beauty Bash is amazing. There's so many different cosmetic companies here like MAC, Chanel, Lancome,
Torrance resident Kim Townsend stood outside the new fashion wing since 5:30 in the morning to make sure she could have a spot in line to see the big day unfold.
Couldn't wait for the store to open. I came to the bash and it was fabulous. So I was like, oh my God, I want the free bag. I want to see all of the excitement. I just want to stay in the spirit of the city that's being reinvented. It's just awesome.
Townsend says the shopping experience will now be so much easier.
I don't have to go to Orange. I don't have to go to Beverly Hills. It's beautiful. I can have lunch with friends right here in the city. It's just great. It's lovely.
The $200 million renovation is bringing in 100 new stores, making the Del Amo Fashion Center the 5th largest mall in the country.
Simon did, demoing a whole big portion of the mall with a vision to build this. It's just a real good day for the city of Torrance, a real good day for the region, because we're going to change things on the boulevard.
A long-awaited transformation that will leave an impact in the city of Torrance for years to come. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Hiba Samad.
Thanks, Hiba. The Boulevard is now the 5th largest fashion center in the country.
Well, a science teacher at Bertlin Middle School took his teaching to the edge of space. Kevin Tambara had the chance of a lifetime as he took a break from the classroom and flew alongside some of the top scientists in the Sophia Boeing 747. The renowned plane that only flies at night can travel to almost any point on the Earth's surface.
Okay, I see most of you, all of you maybe, got it? 25?
While Kevin Tambara is used to teaching math and science within these classroom walls, he recently had the chance to take his passion out into space.
The experience would have been a lifetime that I was waiting for, and so I got to fly, got to go as high as I could, got to go about 50,000 feet.
Tambara was one of the 24 teachers selected from a large applicant pool of 500 who applied for the Sophia Airborne Astronomy Ambassadors Program, giving teachers a chance to fly on the Sophia 747 plane, taking flyers to the highest point of the stratosphere at -50 degrees centigrade.
When we first went on there, walking up the stairs, up to the ramp, my legs were shaking because it was such a rush.
A thrill that got Tambara closer to his dream of becoming an astronaut.
They actually calibrated their instruments on Neptune and Jupiter and Saturn, and you can actually clearly make out the planets, and you can actually make out the moons of Neptune.
Tambara got to do this for 2 nights, observing space with a high-tech telescope, flying only during night. The Sophia 747 can capture stars thousands of light years away. Kevin Tambara hopes his astronomy experiences will help encourage his students to make a difference in the world.
You should try to follow your dreams in a way. Yeah. He did all this stuff, and I think we should try to do things like him.
It's pretty cool that we have a teacher at Bertlin that can do this kind of things, and we get cool stuff from it too.
Making a difference in his students' lives, Tambara says he wants to show them that anything is possible. During his flight, he made time to Skype with his students and showed them what he calls a Star Trek enterprise.
Just to be aware of what the possibilities are, and frankly, it's going to be them in the next 10 years that are going to be on that plane.
An unforgettable trip that shows the sky is truly the limit.
This was by far the best ride of my life.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Hiba Samad.
Kevin Tambara used to be an engineer by profession before taking on teaching. Sophia is also known as the Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy.
And from one celebratory news to another, city officials broke ground at the long-awaited Transit Park and Ride Regional Terminal. Jesse Pierre was there and has this story.
After more than 10 years of planning and losing their previous transit facility, the city of Torrance found an even better location to build a bigger, iconic regional transit hub the city of Torrance truly deserves. Mayor Pat Fury and council members picked up their shovels to mark the next phase in development.
This is the official groundbreaking for our regional transit center. Very exciting day for us because we've been trying to do this since 2004 when our transit center had to be closed. And now we're going to actually start the groundwork for it. We got 18 months of construction, and when we're done with that, we're going to have the best bus terminal around.
The project couldn't have been made possible without the help of Metro and the $18.1 million funding which came from Measure R. Metro Deputy CEO Stephanie Wiggins is happy to have partnered up with Torrance to make this facility a reality.
It really benefits the South Bay because it helps the South Bay be more of a destination, as well as helping the residents of South Bay travel better within the city as well as outside of the city.
Engineering manager Ted Simon is anticipating construction for this $21.5 million project to begin October this year and to be completed by early 2017.
We're going to be building the Torrance Regional Transit Center. It's going to be a park and ride facility, and it's going to be accommodating not only Torrance Transit buses, but Metro buses and other regional buses to come into the site, drop off passengers, pick up passengers, etc.
It will allow us to do our connections in a safe location, a transit hub where all of our routes can come together and our passengers can make connections via the bus bays instead of on street as we're doing today.
Blueprints for the Torrance Transit Park and Ride Regional Terminal features a 250-space parking lot, an 8-bus bay transit island, and retail services. Wiggins is excited at all the employment opportunities that will be generated through this project.
One of the important aspects of transportation and investing in transportation is it is an economic engine creating jobs, both construction jobs that will be generated. Torrance residents will be able to participate, as well as after it's operational. There'll be operations and maintenance jobs to help run the facility.
And with the location right on Crenshaw Boulevard, next to the railroad tracks, there is hope for the Green Line to connect to the transit hub, making direct connections to LAX possible. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Jessie Pierre.
Thanks, Jessie. The Transit Park and Regional Terminal will improve mobility and air quality.
And there was another momentous ribbon-cutting ceremony in the city as the One Stop Center opened its doors. The Career Center has partnerships with more than 200 businesses in Torrance, Lomita, and neighboring South Bay cities, helping people with employment. Reporter Tao Ta gives us a glimpse of the location.
It's the start of a new beginning.
This one-stop center will be a place where people can come and get the tools to start laying the foundation for their success. And that's the most important thing.
Mayor Fury, along with council members, came to celebrate a new partnership with the South Bay Workforce Investment Board and the improved South Bay One-Stop Business and Career Center in Torrance. For many, the grand opening came at just the right time.
Over the last few years with the recession, there's been a lot of occasions for retraining of positions. So somebody loses their job, and the Workforce Investment Board works with them on a hand-on-hand, teaching them how to apply for a new job and how to acquire those skill sets that they have. They even have workshops where they teach them those skills. So it's a great partnership.
For more than 30 years, the South Bay Workforce has provided employment and training services for LA's South Bay area, and they're still going. As of July 1st, the South Bay Workforce Investment Board hopes to offer free services and training programs for businesses and residents that hope to be that one step closer to finding a job.
Residents, laid off workers, businesses are all going to be able to use the services here. And we're going to be able to train people, retrain people, provide youth a curriculum on how to get a job and how to keep a job.
Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce President and Chief Executive Officer Donna Dupron shares with us some of the benefits of the new partnership.
The one thing that we found out already is the resources that are available to nonprofit organizations through them, as well as different resources for economic development.
The workforce services 11 cities and now includes downtown Old Torrance.
Wherever we go, our employment force, they need people, and they need people who are trained and people who are available to do the job, and that's what the Workforce Investment Board does.
The new Career Center opening for the city of Torrance is a huge milestone. Now people can come to get the services, training programs, and help they need to be on the road to success. Reporting for Torrance CitiCABLE, this is Tao Ta.
Thanks, Tao. Well, that does it for us here on This Week in Torrance. Another great year in the books. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jin Chen.
And I'm Ben McCain, wishing you all a happy, healthy, and safe New Year.